Hi beauties, it's Piersanti with Beauty and the Stamper. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. So today I'm showing you how I made this paper old, and I turned a couple Dollar Tree items into this great little gift for my brother and sister-in-law for their wedding anniversary. And it cost me about $1.25 to $1.50. So first thing I did was find their song and print it out just on regular copy paper. It's the song from their wedding. And then I grabbed one of these, just a coffee for the Keurig. You can use coffee that's already been brewed, just left over, if you have a coffee pot. But that coffee was from the Dollar Tree and I don't care for it so much, so I don't have a problem brewing this cup. So I'm just going to put that down, and I grabbed just a baking pan, and we're going to gather the brewed coffee in there. So we'll just go ahead and wait for that to happen. So that's all brewing now. I did a larger cup. It just has to be enough to cover a sheet of paper. So I'm going to just take that white copy sheet of paper and stick it in here and just push the coffee around and try and get it completely covered, and that is what's going to dye the paper. So we've pushed the coffee all over the top, and we're just going to wait for a little bit. And while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and turn the oven on, and we're going to put the oven pretty low. And I'm just going to, well, I don't need to tell you how to use my oven. You can use yours. But I put it at 200 degrees. And then you're just going to let it preheat. While it's preheating, we're going to go ahead and just let that soak. So it's soaked for about 20 minutes or so in total. Now I'm just going to take it out, and you can see that it's not white anymore. It's kind of got this old age color to it, and that's the coffee that's done that. You could also use tea if you'd like, and if you use actual like coffee grounds and kind of sprinkle it in there, it'll even give you a little bit more of like some speckled looks that you can see kind of on the side of that paper. So I just want to get the extra water off, and we're just going to push it between two paper towels here. And then once you get as much of that water off as you can, you're going to want to empty that pan out and then flip it over. Now I'm just going to take that sheet, put it on the top, and stick that in that 200-degree oven. And it takes, I would say, about 15 minutes or so, and it would be done in about 15 minutes. And see, it's all wrinkly there. So I'm just going to take that piece of paper out. I still used a pot holder because it could, you don't want to touch anything that's really, really hot. So now that's done, and I'm going to give it a little bit more of a weathered look. But that came out really cute. I like that. So right now I've got my Cricut cutting out the words there. But if you don't have a Cricut, you can just use these copper letters from the Dollar Tree. They match perfectly with the frame that we're going to be using. So I'm just going to get out my crumb cake and my smoky slate, and we're going to weather this a little bit more. So I'm going to take my sponge and just cut a couple pieces like I always do. So just a couple of those pieces, one for each color. And the crumb cake is rather light, so I'm just going to grab some of that and kind of test it out to see how dark it's going to be on my paper, which isn't very dark at all. We're going to try and start off the paper at first. We're just going to rub around the edges to give it kind of like a weathery look, like it's been around for ages. And now this one that I'm making, the first one I showed you was for my brother and sister-in-law, who was married on the 10th of March. And then this one, which is Somewhere Over the Rainbow, That's for my son and daughter-in-law, and they were married on the 17th. The next one I'm going to make is for me and my husband, and we were married on the 27th of March. So it's just week after week after week we have just weddings. So this makes a nice little gift, and it doesn't cost very much at all. So now I'm doing the smoky slate, and I'm just gonna rub it in bits and pieces to kind of make it look, again, even a little more weathered. And I did the two different colors because I want it to look just authentic, I think is what would be the word. And you know, there's always, if it's old and weathered, it's kind of here and there, and it's got different colors. It's not all just one color. And so I want it to kind of look like it's been around the block a couple times. So we've got some dirt, and it's not real dirt, it's the smoky slate ink, but it makes it look like it's been, you know, on long travels to get to them. So I can tell you, I'm actually making this video after their anniversary. So, not the video, the voiceover. And they loved it. It's just so special to them. And they asked me, they said, is that the real music? So anyways, this frame came from the Dollar Tree. It's an 8 by 10. And like I wanted to show you that those letters match perfectly in case you don't have a Cricut. If you do want a Cricut, just let me know. I'll put a link below. But this is the final. I've stuck my Cricut on there, put their last name, and all I did was stick that 8 by 10. I had to cut it down a little bit. So if you like that, please give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to you later. Bye!